Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first round of the mixed pairs here at the 2024-25 TAB State Championships. We can probably see in the camera at the moment, weather is less than ideal. The rain is still tumbling down here, but the players here are made of stronger stuff. We're out on the greens, and just finishing their first end roll-up, we have on our live stream rink today Maxine, Allard and Greg Brims up against Croker and Darren Morrison. Just a reminder for viewers, it's a 14-end match here this afternoon. It is time, 2 hours and 15 minutes, I believe, is the time limit on these matches. Given the conditions at the moment, the speed of the greens, I'm sure it won't be any issues getting through those. The best news of all at the moment is that we're out, we're on the greens, and play will be getting underway fairly shortly. I'm Billy Johnson, and joined here this afternoon by my co-commentator and fellow staff member Nick Hind. Nick, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Billy. It's great to be here. I'm off the bench. Andrew Lynn suffered a mishap between the last game and when we've got back here. So, pleasure to be with you. It's not a great pleasure for the players to be out there, but as you can see there, the girls are awaiting the hooter from Dean Hedges, and we'll be underway very, very shortly. But what we've seen so far has been commendable from all the players. The green staff have been working tirelessly to ensure that they can get the play underway. And as you'll see from time to time, some drips and drops. We've got the Brollies working overtime above our cameras here at Cherry Street Sports.
We've done everything we can to make sure we get this live stream up and running. It's going to make for some interesting viewing this afternoon, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, when we've got bowls on the green, we're going to be looking forward to seeing some pretty high-quality matches, that's for sure.
Well, certainly, there's some very capable players that we're going to be bringing to you here today. And Darren Morrison, the current state championship pairs champion with Hemi Palmer from last year, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Darren, now at Carlingford Bowling Club, will be representing Ettalong Memorial as part of this event, having qualified while he was still there. He'll be playing with Croker, long-standing member at Ettalong and featured in plenty of women's events at state championships, pennant finals over the years. So they're coming up against Maxine, Allard and Greg Brims. So we just hear the hooter there to signal the start of play. We'll have the first jack roll.
So yes, it'd be interesting here to see, Billy, what the plans are, so we can get some really good bowls in there. We're going to likely to see a lot of power, and we know Darren Morrison's got plenty, and he's renowned for his weighted shots. And on a green of this pace, I expect that everything will be pretty direct.
Yeah, up and at 'em in these conditions, as always. A reminder to viewers, you probably see the two scoreboards there. Top one being this main live stream rink. And we also have progress scores going around the grounds at the moment. So keep an eye out on that. If you're interested in any of the other matches going on at the moment, we'll be bringing you all the updates as they come through live on our Bowls New South Wales YouTube page.
You can also make sure that you jump onto the Bowls Link results portal at the conclusion of the game. We're going to get everything in there almost immediately afterwards for you. We've got everybody very well trained here, as we see both players just falling a little short. And it's easy to do. I came for a roll-up yesterday afternoon. I was saying, for those that were catching the stream yesterday, if I was putting the jack near the tee, I was rolling as if I was going to lose it. You had to really fear what weight you were playing, as though you really had to give it a shove. Yeah. But commendably, Duncan told me it's had 15 inches of rain this week.
Considering the amount of rain we've had, for the greens to be in this condition, let alone just playable, is an absolute credit to the greenkeeping staff.
As we see, is that ball dropping short again?
Will be forgiven. The players will be forgiven for dropping a few short at the early stage into this game, just finding their feet.
As you can hear the breeze picking up in our effects microphones. It's good correction there.
Yeah, good shot there from Karen.
This breeze swirling now out of the west and north.
It's coming in all directions. You can see some of the rain coming straight into the screen as well. We'll try and keep those as clean as possible, viewers, so bear with us. So we just see final bowl there. Maxine Allard past the jacks. Probably one to Karen Croker at the moment with the maroon bowl.
One of the advantages of our current streaming position, though, is that I can get to the camera and very delicately just give it a tune-up.
Look at that. A jack of all trades, Nick Hind. Thank you for that, Nick. Being high-quality footage to the viewers at all costs. This is Darren coming down with his first bowl. Hasn't taken him long. Touch us straight back to Karen's bowl. What a start.
Oh, he's no slouch, the Dazzler.
No. Here's Greg Brims on the mat. You see him there delivering his first bowl on the forehand. Looks a relatively decent line.
So, as we've seen all week, these heavier conditions, very important to be reaching. Give yourself a chance. And Darren's on a great track again here, Billy.
Just skirted the short bowls, right in there again. Tucks the jack away. Oh, he's made it even better. Well, not sure if his last bowl counts, but regardless, it's a much better two. And that is some pretty early pressure here on Greg Brims. He wastes no time. He's already put his second bowl down. We see it coming into view. Wind's taking it across here. Inside of his own, inside of the other bowl.
Wow.
Wow, what an effort. Looks still to be one to Karen and Darren.
You said it, not me.
We've got Darren switching hands here.
Well, this is going to be a tough hand to play. You can hear the breeze in our effects microphones. It's pushing the bowl from the left-hand side of screen now, viewers.
Darren finishing past jacks. Not the worst result. It'll force Greg onto the backhand as well. If he can get back to the jack, small trail for two. Easier said than done.
It's a nice tight line for it here, Bill.
Yeah, if he skirts the short bowls, which he has, he's not far off at all.
Well.
What a start. Greg Brims, take a bow. That's two shots to Maxine Allard and Greg Brims. They're first on the board here in this round one match of the mixed pairs at the TAB State Championships.
Well, some fantastic bowls there. The skip's really showing a bit of class in these trying conditions. Darren played a couple of pearlers, and then, if you don't mind, Greg Brims making two. What a bowl, what a bowler. Lee Stinson approaching the commentary position. He's come out to have I expect to have a look at the weather, because it's grim, but all the players have been pretty upbeat about it, really, Billy, given the challenging conditions. They know that they're here, they know they've got to play.
Well, at the end of the day, Nick, you've travelled all this way to play in a state championship. I don't think they're going to let the weather stop them from having that experience.
Full length almost straight away, which is going to be tricky. But very capable, these players.
Yeah, it's not a bad ploy in these conditions to go ditch to ditch.
So I see Lee Stinson, he's got the hooter with him there. He might be contemplating whether or not there is a break in play. Of course, if the end hasn't been completed, we did see this the other day, that it is replayed in full. So even if you're holding 5, bad luck, start again.
I'm glad you're on top of these rulings, Nick.
Oh, and look out, here comes my brother down the street. I've had My niece here playing with the cameras today. She's been having a great time. I might just step out for a moment, Billy, and I'll get back with you very soon.
Enjoy the family reunion, Nick. See here, both leads just dropping short, and can't be too surprising given the length that they've rolled. Ditch to ditch. Let's see who's going to be first on it. This one just dropping short as well there. Karen Croker. You see Maxine Allard on the mat here. See that mat right back at the tee, or almost right back at the tee. And this is just under the line as well. I don't think it's quite got enough on it, so there's still room here for Karen Croker as we see her lining up here on the forehand, getting a bowl away. Decent line. Let's see how the speed is. That's a great bowl. Lovely correction there. Just take another look here. Greg Brims. You see his delivery on the mat. Nice smooth delivery there from Greg. We see that ball coming down. Not a bad effort either. Just slipping through. And that's going into the ditch. Zoom out a little bit there for you viewers. Full view here of the green. Darren Morrison playing his first bowl at the end. Just going to hang out there. And that'll stay up behind Jack. Probably a good home. Now, Greg, I want to get something close. A decent line again. There's less weight as well. Maxine Allard's clapping it in. What a correction. That is a great shot from Greg Brims. He started this match on fire. Darren looks to be lining up. Nick said he's never afraid to play some weight. That's exactly what he's doing here. It's a tight line. What kind of contact has he got here? The Karen Croker just hasn't got it onto the jack. So that bowl's gone in the ditch. So still one to Greg Brims and Maxine Allard. As Greg plays his last bowl at the end. I'd love to get another counter in there. Just make life a little bit harder for Darren, trying to dislodge that shot bowl. He's pulled up short, with a bit of a cover. Might see Darren switch to the backhand here. There is a port. See Darren there, lining up. Got the bowl away. He's swatching it. Will it get down? He's trying. No, not quite. So, that's another one to Maxine Allard and Greg Brims. They lead 3-0 after two ends here. Mixed pairs. The Bowls New South Wales TAB State Championships. Bear with us, viewers. I'll just clear up the camera view from this clubhouse end. Make sure you can see as much as possible of this great game that we've got going on at the moment. friendly face there. See another long end. From Greg Brims and Maxine Allard. Should be disappointed with that first bowl, just pulling up short. Karen also still just finding their rhythm here in the early stages of this game. Oh, welcome back, Nick.
Thanks, mate. Happy to be back on the stream. It was an exciting visit from one of the locals here. Not as exciting as the wedding proposal we saw at the World Champs. Do you remember that one in the French?
I do recall that.
That was one of the best ones we've ever seen on the live stream. That was World Championships at Helensvale a couple of years ago.
Well, who knows? Never say never. We might see another one coming up over the next few days. We see Karen Croker's second bowl pulling up just a fraction short again. Take another shot here of Maxine Allard's delivery on the mat.
So persevering with this longer length, but girls just struggling a little bit there.
Yeah, just still trying to find that rhythm on this longer length. As we know in these conditions, always trying. It's a good ploy to go long against your opponents if you can be the first ones in. Karen played a bomb with her last end on a ditch to ditch. Can she do it again?
Well,
Darren's clapping this one in, willing it on. Not quite so. It's one to Maxine Allard as they cross over. Leads and skips.
and pleasingly though, Bill, this is about as bright as it's been since the lunch interval.
Yes, we just may have got the tail end of this bad weather. If it starts to turn again, that's my fault. Commentator's curse.
Well, they've assured me that things can only improve.
We certainly couldn't have got much worse than a few minutes ago, that's for sure.
No, but looking at the forecast, big chance of some sun tomorrow. We've barely seen a shadow here yet this week, but despite everything, the players have turned on a great show for us. The club and the green staff, amazing. And the quality of bowls has just been absolutely out of this world.
Practically faultless. We're barely a quarter or a third of the way through our state championships, Nick. We've got so many more matches to bring to viewers.
It's a big campaign, 16 days.
Yes, and some of the best, New South Wales and Australia converging for this event. So we see Darren just getting the wrong side of the shot bowl, but it's a good second.
Well, he was able to play that pretty positively. If he'd got the guts of that, he could have brought in all those front ones.
As it stands, it's still 1 to Greg Brims and Maxine Allard. We see Brimsy coming down here with a great bowl.
About to be 2.
What a great shot, right back to the centre line as well. So Darren under a bit of pressure again. Wouldn't need to change too much, you'd think, from his last bowl.
Yeah, probably weight off now, more of a draw shot than with weight.
He's certainly done that.
Dazzler.
Almost as if he heard you, Nick. What a shot.
Former colleague of mine in our time with Bowls Australia. He does a great job though now. Back in the club industry in Carlingford. Look out for the koalas this season in Platinum.
Yes, strong side they've fielded. We see Greg Brims just sailing through there with his last.
Right, so chance to get on the board here. Darren can play the same bowl basically.
Yeah, rinse and repeat. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, early in the game, no need to chase. Only down 3-0. There's
still plenty of hands left in the game. Willing this one on. He's on a good line again. Has he got the legs? Well, maybe.
Well, we've got a great view here. We're almost immediately behind the rink. And
it was just the one, but as you said, Nick, they're on the board. They'll be happy with that.
Yeah. Get the mat, we'll see what the Ettalong duo is going to do in terms of length. As we see Jack Roll using all the available green space.
Yeah, right to the edge.
That's about one of mine.
Oh, it was inbounds.
Yeah, it's remarkable, though. I have a nasty habit of firing them sideways. I just don't know. You get the yips with these sort of things, don't you?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's inbound. It doesn't matter. You can use all the rink space you like if it stays between those pegs. Nice, legitimate jack roll. Interesting to see, too, they're both sides sticking with this longer length.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of short ends being played in these heavy conditions. And it's been curious, but I mean, these are the players at the state championships. They're some of the best of the best. They've got a go-to, and they're going to stick to it.
Yeah, well, there's obviously a plan that they've come with in this match. I think it's quite common, isn't it? As soon as you know that the conditions are wet and a bit wild like this, no, it's going to be a challenge to play these longer lengths. So the way it's going at the moment, it just might be a case of whoever is the first in front might force a bit of a tactical change from their opposition, but time will tell.
Real test of the techniques of the players too, because as soon as you do have to put a bit more behind it, you do see some techniques can get a bit loose. So great correction here.
I was going to say, nothing loose about that delivery there from Karen Croker. Great correction on her first.
Well, Karen's lost the raincoat, as has Darren. So
it's still raining at the moment, but just more of a drizzle than a full-blown tumble. Now, Maxine is dropping that one short as well. Karen would love nothing more than just to repeat what she's done with her second bowl. Even a small trail, doesn't have to be afraid of it. Well, she's navigated that short bowl. Yeah, great bowl. See Darren there applauding it. Knew very, very, very shortly after she delivered it was going to be good. So, a bit of pressure here for Maxine. The conditions are quite testing, as you said, Nick. So she's just making sure she's comfortable. She's got the big bowls rag out, making sure the bowl's dry.
Yeah, hard to handle. We saw a lot of the All Abilities players this week, struggling, bowls popping out of the hand and the like, and you can forgive the players for it because it's just challenging as conditions haven't stayed really consistent either. We've seen rain and then breaks like this. It's
certainly not easy, and
it's not. Some of these players are making it look just. I mean, James Reynolds this morning in the final of the Para Open Singles, just what class.
It was a privilege to watch. If anyone hadn't seen it, we've got those live stream matches, the semi-final and final, with James Reynolds earlier won the All Abilities Open Singles State Championship, playing some absolutely magnificent bowls en route to the title. And
of course, his opponent in that game, Ray Douglas, did knock him off in the sectional rounds. So
21-20, I believe, was it? Or?
Yeah, so a little bit of revenge there for Jimmy in the one that matters too.
He was a man on a mission in that final, as we just said. Viewers, once this game's done, feel free to jump on and watch it. It was a spectacle. Now, back to this match and all the action. Greg Brims just working off that bowler, Darren Morrison. Still 2 down, but he's opened up that hand.
Yeah, just a little bit of traffic being on the forehand there for both competitors.
Darren looks to be on a pretty decent line here.
Oh, it's a bit better than that, Billy. This is excellent.
Gets to Karen's bowl. Doesn't need to. Probably a counter. Great shot. And as you just said, too, I think these two skips, it's noticeable. They've got their weight almost immediately on this longer length.
Yeah, no mucking around there.
Greg Brims trying to arrive there. Can be forgiven for trying to play that. It's just slipping through. So Darren, the chance here to draw another counter. If you happen to maybe tuck the jack around the corner or trail it, could be very good.
Yeah, there was nothing for short there from Greg, so
here's another good line here from Darren. He's asking it to go across now. Doesn't want to frame it too much.
Yeah, he's left a little bit of a gate there, but respot, of course, in action here, so
big bowl here for Greg Brims. Could be 4 down.
Might need a bit of fortune here.
Can he get contact on his own? He's just flopped it half a bowl. No, that may have cut one out. Time will tell. 3 for sure, so it's a good pickup for Karen Croker and Darren Morrison. They'll take the lead in this match for the first time after this end. It's just a matter of how many.
Are they Kaz and Daz? Surely they're Kaz and Daz.
Kaz and Daz, it rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Surely. Well, we'll see what the tape says here. Not quite.
Is 3 to Kaz and Daz.
I do see the score starting to roll in from around the other rinks, so excited to bring all the coverage to you here from Cherry Street Sports. Some amazing competitors here, lots of current and former state and Australian players in action.
Well, ever since we've had the mixed pairs event added to the schedule for the state championships, the field has arguably gotten better every single year.
Record nominations every year now too.
Yeah, it's fast becoming one of the most popular events on the calendar, and we can see why. Fast, fresh format. Ability to play with players not necessarily from the same club at times.
Yeah, that does help because there's, a lot of smaller clubs may not have enough female members, and it's not always possible in some of the smaller regional areas that you can have as many members to play against. So it gives you the opportunity to find a dance partner. All you've got to do is just find one. It's like asking somebody to the prom, and say, "Oh, would you go play mixed pairs with me?"
And who knows, you might be dancing your way straight into a state title.
If they say yes.
I think I just saw Darren laughing at your comments there, Nick. I don't know if it was out of sympathy, because you might be the only one.
He's an older. He's an old buddy, Darren. I'm sure we've had a few good times together, and he's told a few tall tales as well.
No doubt. I'm back to the action here. Karen Croker just pulling up short again. We see there Greg Brims calling on Maxine Allard to just try and play through her bowl, give herself a chance to get the bowl up there.
Yeah. You can see she was flicking her hand as soon as that bowl released. I feel as though having just some issues keeping the strong hand on the bowl.
She's having a bit of a time of it at the moment, but still plenty of time left in this game for them to adjust. We get Karen Croker coming down with her third bowl, switching hands. Great effort.
Yeah, Darren liked it early. It's
past Jack.
Past Jack, gave it a chance.
Particularly with this respot in play, always good to get at least one bowl past Jack from the lead position.
This is a better track here. Yeah. Better weighted too.
Got this one away better. Both skips clapping it in.
Yeah.
That's the shot. Great bowl there from Maxine.
That wind out of the west, so pushing the bowls from the left of screen as they head back towards the clubhouse here, the players. Club was doing a roaring trade at lunchtime. It was fantastic to see so many in there. We had the presentation for the All Ability Singles.
Hard to find a seat when it was actually occurring. That many people around. It was great to see.
Birthday parties going on out the back. There was a 90th birthday and a first birthday party going on out the back.
Both ends of the spectrum. Lovely to see. Darren slipping past here with his first. You can see what he was trying to do. Every reason to arrive to that head.
He has stayed up at the back of the rink there.
Just out of screen, viewers, but I can assure you that you've got two past the Jack now.
It's a pretty tight track here, but it's all on weight. If you can finish Jack high, it's likely to count.
Yep, that's certainly a counter. So that's two. Put a thought into Darren's mind. Might need to get one close.
You back him.
Oh, the way he's been playing at the moment. It's a decent line. Is he going to get contact?
Might not need it.
Well, slipping through. Could be second shot.
And Maxine Allard just put one digit in the air then.
Well, lovely effort there from Darren. Brimsy also coming down here. Would love to skirt that short bowl. I don't know if he had the legs for it anyway, but pulling up short. So, decision time.
Well, a chance for a big count at the back if he wants to go the jack.
You can see him here just talking with Karen. Karen saying that we do have the best three back. There is one of their bowls just off screen, viewers.
Darren's lining up. I think he might be going the jack here.
Yeah, jack or bowl at least. On an aggressive line. Will it hold? Just going under, but again, what great weight control.
You could see what his plan was, though. Trail the jack back to there. Could have been 4. As it sits, though.
It's at least 1 to Greg Brims. Maxine Allard as he gets his last bowl away. On a decent line. Negotiates his bowl. Well, works off it. That could be in the count as well.
Yeah, we've got a great position here, and the players have got an even better one, though. They're going to assess it for us. And 2 are out. Well, from my position, I like the blue bowl of Darren Morrison, but
the players are unsure, so they're doing the right thing, getting the tape out.
Yeah, it was worth a look there. We had a great picture of it there. The tape only 5 or 6 millimetres off, so it was definitely worth measuring. And tit for tat here.
Yes, 5-4 at the moment in favour of Maxine and Greg over Kaz and Daz. 5 ends into this 14-end match, round 1 of the Bowls New South Wales Mixed Pairs State Championship.
So, I'm seeing Greg Brims, he's marched up the green. I don't think he wants it full freight now.
He's the first one to make that change. And all things considered, not a bad idea, given Maxine has just found it a bit hard going with those longer ends. You can understand why he'd make the switch, go a bit shorter, see if we can get a bit more consistency there for her. Maxine getting a first bowl away here. Just pulling up short again. Great line again as well. Interesting to see how well she has found that line. Karen on the backhand. It's a handy start, only a couple of foot short, maybe a yard at most.
That looks better now that the camera can focus there, Bill.
Yes. Thank you, Nick. It's getting the side green camera right in focus, just rubbing off some of the excess water that had come down from the rain. As we see Maxine just sneaking past, maybe enough for shot. With all that hard work, mate, we'll make sure that we get a nice view of that camera angle there. Karen on the mat.
Very compact action.
Yeah, she's a seasoned campaigner, Karen. Played in several events, state level, women's championships, pennant finals. Been a frequent participant in so many championships over the years.
Now looking around the green, there's familiar faces everywhere, familiar names.
And you'll probably see them rolling through on that rolling scoreboard, viewers, as those scores come through. We thank again the volunteers around the club who are providing these updates for us and for you. We cannot express our gratitude enough for all the hard work they've been doing. Now, Karen has just pushed this one. The players cross over. May be close for shot. Might favour that bowler Karen's on the wing, but I'm sure both skips will have something to say about the state of the head at the moment.
Yeah, nothing past. It's not optimal.
No, but might just be a case of who's going to be first in.
Well, you do kind of have to suck it and see, don't you, here, because it's really trying conditions. Both these boys have shown that they're really up for it.
Yeah, they have not missed a trick so far. We see Greg Brims coming down now. Done exactly as we said. Might not be a counter, but it's past the jack, so something to work with.
He probably timed it nicely there, Billy. And just noticing that the breeze has dropped a little bit, so while we can see the Cherry Street flag at the top of your picture there, it's not really pushing as hard as it was.
Greg coming down here on the forehand.
Yeah, lovely bowl, number one.
Great shot there from Greg Brims.
Nice easy correction.
Darren trying hard here. He gets onto his own. It'll be enough for second. Another great shot here from Brims. He's slipping past. Not in the count, but what a great effort. Darren, have a chance here to just arrive on his own. I don't think there's much of a gap between his bowl and the shot. If he can get it right, just pop it straight through, but looks like he's just under for what he wanted. Yeah, pulling up short there. So, that is one to Maxine and Greg, who now lead by 2 after 6 ends in this 14-end match with the mixed pairs here at the Bowls New South Wales TAB State Championships. Still a slightly longer length being played here, not quite the ditch to ditch, so...
Well, the rain has stopped, more or less. There's only the very lightest of spits, which for the conditions we've had this week is basically as good as the sun being out.
It's an absolute dream. We'll take what we can get. The fact that the players are out there is the main thing for us. A decent start here from Maxine. Yeah, that's a great shot. Probably her best of the match so far.
Yeah, showing she's up to it here.
Decent reply there from Karen. Past the jack. You happy with that?
We saw a much more generous round of applause there from skipper Morrison than what we have seen with some of those shorter bowls. This is the one on a good line again.
And just needs to run. Well,
it's in an area that could be used though.
Absolutely. Karen Won't need to correct too much. Oh, one didn't get away quite as well as she wanted. To see her shaking her hand there. It's still just a bit slippery at the moment.
It was a bit stiff with a gust of wind there too. I think really made that bowl look worse than it probably deserved to be.
Well, we're going to see a few more of those throughout the days, aren't we? For the conditions like this, it's going to happen. No issues here for Maxine.
Here we go, Billy.
What a shot. Brilliant leading.
Yeah. One on, one behind. And realistically, one in front that's covering up, playing with big power.
It's worked well. Worked very well. Karen, what can she do here with her last? Yeah, under the line again. So, a lovely head to play here for Greg. They cross over.
What's he going to look to play here, Billy? Do you think?
Well,
backhand and tuck it in, or forehand and trail, or what do you like?
Either of those good. I mean, he could play the forehand and try and just rest that wing bowl that's jack high. It's probably just the biggest target for Darren at the moment. Or, as you said, if he does elect to play the backhand, he can tuck the jack, but it looks like he's lining up forehand, so it might just be that touch around the corner or resting off that jack high bowl. Try and close things up.
Well, he's got it on a good line here.
Certainly does. Could not have played that much better. That was perfect weight and a counter.
So
it's Darren on the mat playing the forehand too. Nice smooth delivery that Darren has.
He put his hand up pretty early there. I think he knew he was tight. Weight was very good for the shot though, Billy.
Absolutely perfect. Well, it's probably a case of rinse and repeat here for Greg. Be up and in there. If he can get inside that wing bowl, close things off, Darren would be what he's looking for. He's higher. Don't know if he's got the legs.
Might be a nuisance there though.
Yeah, that's certainly not making things any easier. What is Darren going to play here? There's an open hand on the backhand. Yeah, looks like he's going to make that switch.
Well, he's chasing this one. I reckon he likes it.
Yeah, Karen asking for it to drop in. It certainly will. What an effort this is from Darren.
Darren Morrison.
Great shot. Definitely cut one out. Could be second shot. Yeah, indication there was one from Maxine. It was a great shot there from Darren. And now, probably Greg's turn. Beat that bowler Darren's, roll it out once, or tuck the jack, make a few. Can he do it? Looks a decent line. In the area here,
Maxine
Greg Brims
was loving it all the way.
Oh, what a shot. One turn, one up into four.
It's all right. We've got the L plates on. Billy, let's have a look at just the end of that bowl again. As it came through. Yeah, fantastic.
So we come back to live action. Darren, 4 down.
Get a clear rate here, he won't be.
Oh, he just couldn't navigate the short bowl, so there's a cracking end there for Maxine and Greg. They extend their lead, picking up a huge count of 4 in the grand scheme of things.
Quattro.
They now lead 10-4 at the halfway stage of this game.
10-4, big buddy. Is it 10-4? It's almost, well, he's nearly timed that beautifully for just about 4 o'clock here on the eastern seaboard.
Almost perfect. But 6 behind with 7 to play. There's still plenty of time for Karen and Darren, or Kaz and Daz, as we've affectionately referred to them as for this match. They certainly won't feel like they're out of it, but the way that Maxine and Greg are playing at the moment, they'll need to get on the board sooner rather than later.
Well, that was all set up from some great lead bowls, as you said, Billy, from Maxine Allard that end. You know, she plonked 3 right around it. Greg Brims was able to add on, and despite Darren's best efforts to cut things down, an absolute genius bowl from Greg Brims. Brought all those back in, made 4.
Couldn't have played it any better. Textbook. Now, it's another okay start there from Maxine. Obviously would have liked just a fraction more weight. Once again, her line has just been exemplary. So you see Karen just negotiating the short bowl. It's a good start. Maxine lining up here on her forehand.
Greg Brims very vocal there. Wanted to trail weight.
She's not quite trailed, but in the head. And you can see what he's doing there. He just wants to get those bowls past. It's something to work with.
Yeah, well, a bowl higher there, and she was probably pretty good onto the jack.
It's the same thing for Karen. It's every reason to be arriving here.
Yeah, it's so easy if you're not familiar, and I mean, so many of our greenkeepers around the country do fantastic jobs preparing surfaces. And, I mean, you don't often go out and play in the rain, do you? So this is unfamiliar and uncomfortable for a lot of our players.
See a great shot here, just slipping through. Maxine finishing in a decent home. Again, something to work with now for Greg. Can Karen wriggle her way in here for another shot? She's on a decent line. Just not quite.
Wriggle was the right word there, Billy. Just need a little bit of a wriggle on.
Yes. You can see there Darren just saying to her that's probably the shot he's going to play, you know, up and arriving. He gets onto the shot bowl, great. If he happens to get onto Karen's last bowl, could pop there's Maxine's bowl straight through for 3. So I like the idea.
Very animated there, Morrison. You can see he's one of the great characters.
Yeah, wears his heart on his sleeve. Now, before he even gets to saying this, though, it's Greg Brims on the mat first. Very aggressive line. Going to make some contact, but not quite what he wanted.
Well, that might change the plan here for Darren. He doesn't really want to be promoting that yellow bowl on the wing, so a tighter line, look to punch through the middle.
Yeah, if he gets to that plant, it's a great outcome. He's going to be under the yellow. Well, just enough. Well played. Makes 2 out of it.
I think Greg Brims might attack here.
Well, got that bowler Maxine lying in wait past the jack.
And a little split on the blue and the red bowl there. May well bring the yellow at the front into contention for shot.
He's not going to die wondering. He's close to this plant. What's going to happen? Launches all the bowls out of the head. It's still 2 is the indication there from Karen.
I'll just give her a friendly reminder when she comes down about where she positions herself with the live streaming equipment.
Yeah, he's going to be forgiven in the heat of these matches.
Well, Dad's asking for that one to swoop home, and he's got contact.
See there, it's a good 2 or 3 now.
Still, signal was 2.
So, yeah, Darren may have just had a polite word there.
He knows what he's doing.
Not his first rodeo on the live stream. So
he's offered to jump on during the week if we need him for a call. So I'd be looking forward to having Darren's company.
Fantastic. As they're holding 2 at the moment. Greg Brims, will he get back? I don't think he will. Yeah, slipping past. So,
well, does Jack down the line an inch maybe bring in the back bowl and keep that front red involved, Billy?
Well, looks like it certainly can. So we just have a quick look here at the head as it sets up.
You're going very good at this.
Yeah, viewers, my first time on the control switches here for our new live stream setup. Thank Nick for the kind words. But you are right. If Darren can just trail that jack a fraction, bring it in for 4.
He's up and about.
I tell you what, it is not a bad attempt. He just doesn't want to get... He's got all of it. No, he'd be disappointed. It was a great attempt. If he was harsh on himself, he was probably just a fraction heavy for what he wanted. Nonetheless, it's still 1, so they've got control of the length again. What will they play?
Yep. No, I like this from Darren. He's asked her to bring the mat right up. We're going to go something like 23 metres. Let's see how good Maxine, Allard and Greg Brims can be on this short length that we haven't seen. Haven't seen much of it all week. Well, doesn't want to lose it out the side. But
No.
once again, just using all the available space.
Fine. Never in doubt.
When you fire at rink pegs, that's still okay so long as it stays in.
The Nick Hind theory of jack rolling, ladies and gentlemen.
Bit of wind assistance sometimes, I suggest. Well, the wind got it maybe if it goes out of bounds.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
You are right, though. I do agree. It's a good ploy here just to change the length. Even though they won that last end, they probably feel like they're just not getting the rub of the green at the moment. So try and change things up and immediately paying dividends. It's a great start there from Karen. Lovely bowl. Great to see the comments coming through, showing the support for both teams. And I think a little support for yourself there, Nick. Someone asking about that little fella from Jindabyne. It must be yourself.
Don't know who's doing that.
John Little.
Well, thank you, John.
You see Karen coming down here again on the forehand. She looks good.
Oh, 2 excellent bowls.
Can she smother the jack? Oh, what a shot. Very well played.
And Darren very quick with the spray.
You just see there again, Brimsy asking Maxine to arrive here, which she is doing. She's in the hunting area. Yeah, great shot. Might still be 1 or 2 down, but has opened things up a bit. Well, again, for Karen, not much different to her last. Get another ball on the head. Another touch is brilliant.
Oh, she's pretty good again here. Just draw to the tee.
Yeah, that's certainly not out of play. There is a yellow bowl of Maxine's just off screen at the moment, viewers, so there's something there to play for. Just get the bowls into view there.
Yeah, so for Darren, I think he really wants to put his nose on it now. There's an opportunity to make 3 here, little touch. So similar to the shot he was trying to play last end.
If he could close things up. Well, slipping through, but if he sticks around.
Well, second prize is best back.
Yep, she has got, again, just off screen, viewers, but there is something past Jack for them to work with now. So, Greg Brims, his turn. Looks like he's playing the backhand.
Yeah, I like this choice. Can get through the yellow. Chip that across.
Very conservative weight here. Just got enough, possibly, for shot.
Oh, Maxine had the finger in the air very quickly. She liked it.
She knew. Yeah, Karen's just saying as well, 1 down.
Darren might look to go this bowl out,
Well, the option's there, but it's also to trail the jack. But as you do know, with the respot in play, electing to play the neater weight. He's not a million miles away for something. Just misses. So, Greg Brims would love to obviously get another shot, but even just another bowl on the head, if he somehow manages to get to the tee, could be a great result for him.
This part's all right.
Coming in nicely.
This part's getting better.
Off that, onto the jack. What a shot. Great bowl there from Brimsy.
Well, what it has done, though, is I think it's brought that red ball back in for second.
First and third. So, Darren can elect to play that shot bowl out, but he knows if he's a fraction wide, or narrow depending on the hand, he can pop his out for 2 down. So, what will he play?
I think at this stage of the game, he's got to take a little bit of a risk on this.
Lining up on the forehand, so it's going to be some kind of weight.
Looked high out of the hand. Darren urging it down, but not to be.
No, only a fraction, so it's...
Well, I think I'll tell you what, if Darren had a fourth bowl waiting for him up there, he's got a few at the back now. But
no prizes for guessing what he'd be playing, but
no.
As it stands...
Well, for Greg Brims, he can play this pretty confidently now. He gets under the yellow onto that red bolt, can flop it over for 3.
Even if he pumps that yellow one once over or gets the inside of it, stick around for 2 himself. On a higher line. Don't think it's going to get back. But it's another end to them. They'll be happy enough with that as they take an 11-5 lead after 9 ends here in this first round mixed pairs match.
I've said for a long time, Bill, if you get one every end, you're a big chance of winning the game. And that's all that Greg Brims needed to do there. It gets out to a 6-shot lead, 5 ends to play, so it's more than 1 and over. You're not necessarily chasing yet if you're Karen and Darren, but very important for them to win this end.
Absolutely. It's that stage of the match for them.
They play good bowls too. You feel as though...
Well, it's been a high-quality match. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, you feel as though that margin of 6 is more than what the game has reflected, but it also shows the timeliness of these great bowls from Greg Brims.
Well, I was just about to say the same thing. You think about some of those bowls that Greg's played, turning 1 up into 4 up a couple of ends ago. First end of the match, was facing a pretty hefty 2 down on awful conditions and managed to turn it into 2 up. We see another good start there from Karen. I think Darren will know that the way Karen's playing, it'll still give them a chance to stay in this match, pick up a score, or just slowly work their way back into this. Certainly not out of it yet. 6 shots in 5 ends isn't going to faze them too much. Greg asking Maxine to change hands here. Try and arrive.
I think he likes it a bit more.
Certainly not a bad switch. Coming right back now. That's a great bowl. You see there, hats off. Karen following this one down. She's not far away either.
If it goes the triple, it'll be shot, Billy.
Inside that yellow. Oh, probably done enough. It's a great bowl. Yep, and acknowledged there by Darren. So, once again, Darren going to the head with a bit to play with. Probably holding shot with a chance to make a multiple. He won't be shy of this one. Nice arriving weight up there on the backhand, I'd say. Get on the shot bowl, or probably better yet, getting on that yellow bowl, punching it through. See what Greg Brims does first.
Brims taking his time with this, and I don't blame him. Well, choice on both hands. He's going to have a look to play the backhand, and I imagine push that red bowl through. Just plant that through firm.
Oh, great effort there from Greg. Now Darren coming down here. Well, it's a counter. Plenty of pressure here on Greg. Looks a fraction high. Now, I probably wonder, is Darren going to take his medicine here and maybe try and get something past? There's 4 bowls lying in wait. I know they're lying for themselves.
Yeah, a chance to be greedy.
Darren played it almost perfectly, really. Cover and count. Brimsy, last one coming down now. What a shot this is. Well, he's slipping through, but could have cut a fair few out.
And not really a bowl that Darren can get to either.
Nick. See Darren here. Getting ready to play his last. Happy that he's holding. That ball of Greg Brims has actually just fallen.
He might have been taking a moment just to allow that to happen.
So, got his last away.
It's a draw here. Stone cold is what he wants.
Will he get there? Not quite. So, how many is it?
You can see Darren at the top of the picture there, sort of chastising himself. He said, that's how much more I wanted.
Well, they're still picking up at least a count of 3, so great news for them. Measuring here for 4th. That's 3. Karen pointing to the camera.
Perfect.
Almost.
Perfect. We'll take that every day.
Thank you for that, Karen.
Means we can't miss.
That's 3. Makes that a score of 11-8 in favour of Greg and Maxine over Karen and Darren. And probably just a little comment on our part, Nick, in the excitement of the match. We didn't realise that we're actually playing 18 ends in these mixed pairs matches.
Well, look, somebody hadn't updated the scoreboard, and
I assume that's the apprentice's fault, i.e. me.
Oh, look, I think the fact that Andrew's left us a bit short and I've come in off the bench, we're probably entitled to that, but no, Lee Stinson did remind us that we're going to 18 ends, not 14, so...
Apologies there, viewers, for the mix-up, but...
So, that does take out that urgency that we were talking about. Not that it was getting... too far out of it, but...
Well, the good news is it's more bowls to watch and play on the live stream. Happy days.
Chance for everyone to listen to you for
Well, we wanted good news, not bad news.
a little bit longer, but it's been a cracking contest, and they're not mucking around, though. I mean, the pace of play has been really, really sharp. Both Darren and Greg, not mucking around on the mat. The girls are pretty quick, too.
So we see another great start here from
Yeah.
Kaz.
Here in our microphones, Darren giving that one a warm round of applause.
Yep. Yeah, would love nothing more than to win this next end after you pick up a decent score.
All right, just starting to fall again very gently.
And can conditions still pretty decent, all things considered. You see Karen on the mat here.
Darren's saying pretty good. Yeah, it is.
Good shooting from Karen.
Takes the forehand really away from Maxine Allard. She did play backhand with her first, but forces it now. This is the only hand.
Oh, she looks to have played this pretty well herself. Right back down to it.
Oh, if you don't mind.
Lovely shot there. Yeah, call there from Darren. Make sure to give it a chance. Don't want to be dropping short.
Easy, simple direction from Darren.
Yes.
Didn't overcomplicate it. Give it a chance.
Very clear.
And has.
And look what happens. Karen, she's right down to it.
Mate.
What a shot. See here. On the replay. Karen just trailing that jack. Could not have played that much better. Back live here. And the reply from Maxine. Just short.
Well, the girls are showing us a bit these last few ends, haven't they? Come good. You know, a little bit of an issue with the weight when they're feeling it out the first few ends on this heavier green. But both girls playing some fantastic bowls now.
Yep, certainly finding that rhythm that we were talking about earlier, Nick. Isn't it amazing? Makes for some great viewing on our end, knowing that we've got 4 players at the moment who are now feeling this this green speed and these conditions very well. So we continue with Darren coming down on his backhand.
Well, so long as he stays up. And does.
He has.
Right at the very back of the rink. I could almost reach out and touch that. The blue Taylor GTR of Darren Morrison. He's opted for a wider set, he was telling me before the match. There's something with a little bit more borrow. This one's going to just plop into the pit.
You see that angle there. See Maxine pick up that bowl. There's Darren's GTR right on the lip. Now, can he make a minor correction here? Wants to come through, hold off. It's a great shot, Darren. Jack high, left a gap too. Nothing in particular that Greg rather can just sit off.
Yeah, had to play sort of perfect draw weight, and as can happen, likely to just leave this one a hair short.
Which, exactly what he's done. Well,
confident draw for 4 here. Touch the jack back. There's your Darren Morrison.
Would love nothing more than to get right back to the jack. Let's bring this down slightly into view. So we see here, that's the head. Darren playing his last at the moment. Coming down now. He's played it pretty well.
It's going to count, but he was a bit dark on it. He really wanted to touch. I could see him just mouthing off to the sideline. He really wanted to put his nose on that one.
Yep. Now, Greg Brims has played his last now. It's coming down. He's turned on it. Looks like it's on a tight line. Yep. He's under. So, it's 3 more to Kaz and Daz.
We'll get started then, hey? 11 all?
They draw level after 11 ends.
Well, the bingo calls will be loving this one.
11-11 on 11. Okay.
So you can see on the cameras there, the rain is starting to fall again. The radar is open in the next tab there on the browser, Billy. Give us a look at that one and see what it says. If you hit refresh.
Well, again, it looks like the worst of it may be behind us, but that could be famous last words.
Maxine Allard reaching for the raincoat once again. It's a lovely new shirt that the Kempsey players are wearing here, but we haven't seen so much of it given the
rain jackets.
Yeah,
one of the better uniforms going around. We see a good shot here from Karen as the rain continues to tumble.
Well, Billy's onto it. There's going to be Bowls New South Wales raincoats before the next event.
Yes, as has been requested by most staff, having had to deal with at least just a couple of days of rain here, I can understand to be high on the priority list. Well, Nick, not playing favourites here, but make a call. Who do you think's going to win the match from here?
Well, I think we've seen some fantastic bowls from both teams. I'm going to sit on the fence. I don't know.
So we see a great shot there from Maxine.
I'm going to sit on the fence. What I'm going to say, though, is it's the front end that's going to do it. We've seen Darren and Greg have been pretty well matched up the back. The girls have been pretty well matched up front. But whoever can nail it for the longest, if you can win 2 or 3 ends in a row, that's what's going to set this game up. The first team, I reckon, to win 2 or 3 in a row might go on and win the whole show.
Yeah, well, we're sort of on the same wavelength at the moment. If I had to take a pick, I'd be going for Daz and Kaz purely on the basis they've won those last few ends. They have a bit of momentum at the moment. But as a game that's delicately poised as this one, it's still up for grabs for anyone. So we see Maxine coming in here, slips past, 2 great shots, and putting the pressure back on Kaz and Daz.
Yeah, we've seen throughout the contest, everybody has there's been peaks and troughs in the lead's ability to nail it.
Yep. We see here Karen on a good line. I just don't know if she's got the length for what she wanted. Oh, she'll be disappointed. You could see her jumping up and down. She was willing it on. She knew. It's just going to force here Maxine onto the backhand. She's pushed it a bit wide, but if it finishes past Jack, it's certainly not going to go astray. Just pulling up short. Darren inspecting the head here. He's not quite sure, I think, what he wants to play.
Well, exciting news, Billy. The Oakland A's got a win today, 7-0. Baseball season started. I've got the game results coming through on my phone. We've got all the results coming through for you here too.
You'll be happy to know, viewers, Nick's already working on getting those put through on the progress scores. So anyone interested in the Oakland A's, you'll be seeing them rolling through along with our mixed pairs updates. That's great. Oh, I'm happy to hear it, mate. Now, Darren, he's on the forehand. He's already asking it to come in. I think he knows. He's just pushed it a fraction.
Well, with this rain, the breeze is just starting to pick up again.
Well, it's another one past the jack.
And what it may do with this breeze is make things a bit trickier, but Darren's actually finished in a really good home there. Any contact on the shot bowl, that's exactly where the jack's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Greg doesn't want to tip this bowl. No, he's negotiated it well. Yeah, good shot.
Well, if you're Darren, probably keep your powder dry for this one, but...
Well, we haven't seen that big cannon that we know he has, have we? Yeah. He's in the area here. What kind of contact is he going to get? Very good contact, just not enough. Still 1 to Maxine and Greg. I was going to say before that bowl came in, would Darren consider going firmer for the bowl, potentially getting 2 if he didn't get the shot onto the jack?
Yeah, well, I mean, the risk is that there's a lot of space at the back of the rink, and even if he gets it back there to make a 2,
still plenty of room potentially for Greg.
Greg Brims has got last say, and as we see, he's no slouch here.
Oh, could not have hit that much better. Hasn't made too much of a target, but I think this might make Darren's mind up.
Well, maybe you do go it now, you reckon?
Well, if he's 2 down, which Karen is saying he is, I don't think he wants to mess around with it.
Well, Morrison having a very good look. You can see he's at the top left of your screen there.
He may not necessarily have to go super big at it, but he just wants to make contact onto the shot bowl. Any contact on the jack is going to be good for them. Oh, it does look like he is winding. You see him get the bowl away there. Well, not the result he wanted. Still 2 down.
Yeah, probably just a bowl high the whole way there.
Yeah. You see him shaking his head there. He's not too pleased, but as it stands, still 2 to Maxine and Greg, with 1 to come here. Has Greg got enough on it? Not quite.
I wonder just, that breeze coming from the west may have, even with that weight that Darren was playing, might have just held it on a little bit more than he expected. We did see some of the weighted shots earlier in the week. They really got home well. As Dean Hedges comes past.
Just adjusting our camera here on the club end, so we'll give you the side view for the time being. Viewers just back here.
Well, that's what faces Maxine Allard.
So we see here
2 in front. You'll see our camera cycling through its reset in just a moment there. We've lost connection briefly.
that'll be back in no time at all. You see there a pretty decent start there from Maxine. Now Karen on the mat on the backhand. As you see a bowl coming into view. And Greg Brims there, keeping himself dry while he can. Not quite. Not quite enough there from Karen. Maxine. So we now get our camera view back there from the club end. Let's see there, it's 2 to Maxine, but probably not loving where it's located at the moment.
So we just see Karen Croker slide past, but that's okay. Give the bowl a chance. As we see Maxine Allard just turn through the front. Starting to look a bit crowded, but the forehand's still there. Karen Croker watching intently as this one comes down the rink. Looking a better track. Needs a clear run though. Not quite. So a bit of work to do for skipper Morrison here, but if you're Greg Brims, you've just lost a bit of a lead. Got a chance now, Greg Brims, to make amends and perhaps make a bit of a score. As Kay Moran comes racing past in front of the commentary position here. And I think she's off to find another raincoat. As the skies have opened, it is only gentle. I haven't seen greenkeeper Elphick for a moment. So I expect he's comfortable. With how things are progressing so far. And we'll be disappointed with that one, Greg Brims. Darren now quickly on the mat and quickly away. He's looking for that same gate on the forehand. I think he's probably a bit firm though. That's going to disappear. Better to have given it a chance than not. However, Greg Brims likes this one a bit more, as does Maxine Allard. You can see she's getting all into her picture. Plenty of applause. Well, it's kind of blocked the forehand up now. And for Darren Morrison, he might need to try one the other way. Looking backhand. No, not looking backhand. Looking forehand firm. Needs contact here. Well, nearly chipped that bowl across onto the jack. That would have been the result. But instead, Karen Croker picks it out of the sandpit. Dusts the sand off. What he has done is he's opened a channel there, and Greg Brims plays an absolute beauty. Let's just have a look at this one as it finishes. Greg Brims skirts the front, parks in behind it, gets control of the tee. And Morrison in discussion here. What he did do with his last bowl, Darren Morrison, is he opened up a channel on the forehand, but he's going to have a look at the backhand here. Look to reach down and rest out the white bowl of Greg Brims. Needs to get under that white bowl, that yellow bowl. Doesn't want to chip that up. That could be very costly. As Billy Johnson jumps back in after his comfort stop.
Yep, thank you very much, Nick. Just saw my two triples teammates will be playing with, hopefully, weather permitting, in the triples championships later this week, or early next week, I should say. Steve and Michael Rawlings just checking in. They're all in one piece. They got here okay. I'm sure the viewers will be happy to know that.
And you gave them directions to the bar, did you?
They didn't need those. I think it was 4 shots rather last end to Greg and Maxine. They pull away.
Well, we've seen they've been threatening to do this, the girls, and we've seen a jack go out of bounds, but you can probably understand why, because as Greg Brims picked it up, it scooted out of his hand too.
Yeah. It's, like you said, as soon as you thought the weather was just clearing up, just that drizzle continuing to come down here.
Yeah, just making play uncomfortable for some of these players. Not unplayable by any stretch, but just gives players some difficulty. Wet bowls,
just
cloths.
adding to the challenge of playing in a state championship. So
the rustle of plastic when you're wearing your raincoat. Oh, it's Lee Stinson arrives with the goods. You haven't brought Andrew Lynn's bucket of lollies too, have you, mate? That would have been handy.
Well, a great start there from Karen. Right onto the jack, and we can see straight away Greg calling Maxine just to arrive, play that nice, confident weight. Just falling short there. For Karen, this will be a case of getting there first, see if she can trail the jack, tuck it around the corner, really close things off. Looks an aggressive line.
Well, looks an excellent line there.
Falls over, which it does. Great shot.
Yeah, Greg Brims, explicit with his instructions. You got to be through it. You got to be past. You're not drawing that.
No.
So you're either getting contact or you're finishing behind for me, please.
Oh, she's done the trick. Maxine only just misses, but finishes in a great home. Yep. Unsurprisingly, the call from Darren is get something past Karen. Done your job with your first two.
These two players clearly know what they're doing with one another. Darren didn't. There was no voice used. He just put his foot out there and said, "Thank you very much. I want you to get to that."
Well, hasn't quite worked out the way Karen wanted, but they are still holding 3.
It's kind of made it, that push back to the yellow much less of a probability now. So
yeah, it's just going to make
Greg Brims has got to draw the shot.
Think about the shot. Exactly. You can sometimes have a look at these heads and think it's worth having a run at, but with so much space between shot bowls and the jack, you can leave yourself high and dry. We see Greg just taking a look here from the mat end.
Well, we're looking directly up the rink, and I can see why he's wandering around, because he can't see that jack now. He just wants to get a really good idea of where it is. You cannot see it from this end. Well covered by those red bowls in front. Not a good track to draw it here if he's got the trip.
Willing it on. It's not going to get there. Still, I think for Darren, knows that he can draw another shot. He would just, if he can, love to get back to the centre line, not just give any kind of shelf for Greg to work off. Coming down now, looks pretty good. Slipping past, but great home on the centre line, and could be in the count.
So we've just had news on our colleague Andrew Lynn.
He's okay.
He's okay. We'll have him back before too long, but 10 stitches was the call. And as we see, Darren Morrison, he knows exactly what he's doing. He just came for a little wander over here to have a look on our screen at the back of the rink, which he's perfectly entitled to do.
Best view in the house, I'd say.
He's just looking to see exactly how the situation is at the other end.
Well, I think it's a similar line to his last. Has he adjusted his weight? We can see there Maxine clapping it in. She knows it's a good bowl.
Well,
yes, he'll be happy enough with the shot, but that is just the little shelf that maybe
inviting, Billy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just given a little window of hope here for Greg Brims.
Come sit on me.
Can he take advantage? He's on an aggressive line.
Oh,
Maxine's just in front here, but well, we just saw it crash there, so hasn't got the result that he wanted. So it's at least a few.
Well, if you're Darren, do you dare risk?
Well,
playing any shot into this? Maybe on the backhand, there's very little risk there. If you can skirt around the mustard bowls.
Yeah, it looks like both hands are fraught with a little bit of danger.
Just, from getting to 11 all to now dropping 6 behind, there's maybe an argument to just take this.
Yeah, he's mulling it over. I mean, look, he knows. He knows.
If you're a player of my ability, you're taking this. Or if you're a player of Darren's, you're probably going to play the shot. But he is looking on the backhand now, so it must be looking to pump through the red.
Well, he's under. He wants to miss it now. He has. He breathes a sigh of relief. So, the good news is they've picked up at least 3. I don't know if they'll get the 4th in there, but it keeps them in touch. I knew if he sat the bowl out, it was going to make 5, so I could see what the intent was there, but still, it's a good score. It's going to keep him in contention here in this match. We're just measuring here for the 4th. Was 3. So 17-14 the score now after 14 ends.
As we get closer to 5 o'clock, we are scheduled to start the second round this evening. A little bit after 5, but with all the delays to play, maybe getting underway a little bit later, but I think we're going to get into it. While the conditions permit, we need to be playing these games.
Matches can be played. Why won't we play them?
And we've been harping on about it in every single stream, in every single match, but the green staff here, they haven't been very precious. They've not been precious about their greens.
Well, I've got to give them credit. As much as they are obviously taking care of the surfaces, they're also giving us the chance to play. They know that all these players that come up here, they want to be able to compete. And that's exactly what's been happening at the moment.
And as we heard in the presentations yesterday for the All Abilities pairs and today for the All Abilities singles, the compliments that the players have given to the green staff on providing such a wonderful surface despite the challenges.
Maxine pulling up short there with their first.
Just getting a message from former teammate at Jindabyne, Stuart Rigg. Gotta love a finger touch green. It's not quite finger touch today. It's finger shove, but still turn.
Bit short there from Karen with a second. Can Maxine make a correction? Very well put, Nick. It is a slow track.
But still, like, there's plenty of turnout there. Now that the wind's down, both hands are very playable. You know, it's not like you've got to go up the middle or there's only one hand that you can play.
There's still shots to be played. In all,
and we're seeing the competitors in every game are pulling out shots that are worthy of the event, of being here at the state championships.
Exactly. Karen definitely on a tighter line here. She's just going to get caught up on that short bowl there of Maxine's. That's turning us into a pretty ugly head at the moment. Both hands got a bit of congestion. If Maxine can navigate either side of this bowl on the forehand, draw another counter. It's going to be looking pretty good for Greg as he goes to the mat. Not quite. Good effort.
Yes, the trouble with short bowls is that you run into them. So, for Morrison and Brims, not what either of them would have been hoping for before the this end commenced.
No, I guess if anything, you're only just saying it's probably advantage Brims holding shot, but it'll be the only good news for them at the moment. Players of these calibre, you know, that they'll be able to navigate something, especially when they've got three bowls at their disposal each end. See Darren here lining up on his backhand.
Yeah, just exercise in weight control here. Get a clear road.
If he can negotiate the short bowl and has enough weight. Has he done it? They are applauding it. Could be.
I think Karen Croker liked it. She's back here undercover, so it must be been pretty good. She sent Maxine Allard out to have a look, and Maxine says, no, we've still got one, thank you very much.
Now, Brimsy here on the forehand. He's just not going to get there. He's knocked that ball over, so...
Well, that might have done it. It looks pretty close.
Yeah, Karen's inspecting it, and it's still a measure.
But with the great technology we've got here, we're able to determine with Karen Croker. She's providing the technology here. She had the finger calipers out. All the technology at our disposal here from the Bowls New South Wales shopping trolley.
I love this. You've seen Darren here on the mat. He's really concentrating on this. He knows it's such an important part of the game. He wants to be absolutely sure of the shot he's playing. Sticking to the forehand.
Going to the jack, mate.
Well, I don't think any of us predicted this. Wow.
Well,
Barest of margins.
pretty hard to get out both hands. There was a lot of risk both hands. I think he thought the best option is just go run into the pit for two.
Well, player with his running game back against him, but
Well, this is pretty handy.
he pulls up. There's another one that's in the area.
And Karen Croker looking to assess the damage there. If that one's in,
She's saying too. There's just that air of danger too. If he's onto that short white bowl, there's every chance he could just pop out there closest. So this is a really important bowl in the context of the match. And Darren just asking the questions, having a think. He's made up his mind.
I wonder if he's lining out forehand again. I think he's going to go the jack.
He's going again. He's tied up. He could be closer to the bowls. Oh, well.
He wasn't going the jack that time. He was trying to get the shot bowl out, the yellow bowl on the wing there.
He made the faintest of contact with that white bowl. And only just managed to rock it up and back, which is amazing with that amount of speed that he had behind the bowl. So,
Yeah, Darren Morrison, he's playing chess while I'm playing checkers here. That's twice he's bluffed me with what sort of shot he's going to play. But on the last end, he had a plan, and there clearly he had a plan too. And that plan was to get rid of the yellow. Didn't quite get down to it.
I'll have to pass on some comments from Greg Brims' unofficial coach, Shane Globitz, telling him to no more short bowls, or we're having to shout coffees all week. We'll make sure Brimsy knows about that, Shane. So I'm sure you'll be in his good books as always. Great to see the comments coming through. People enjoying the match that we're streaming at the moment.
Yeah, viewership always climbing here on these live streams. So make sure you do like, follow, subscribe. We're chasing Billy. I set a very aggressive target at the start of this championship. So I think we need 1 billion followers on YouTube.
1 billion, yeah. I mean, wouldn't we all?
We're currently several hundred million short. So do make sure you like, follow, subscribe.
I mean, but you've always been a dreamer, Nick, and that's what I like about you. Now, Greg, he's on the forehand. He needs to be careful here. He might have a bit of weight behind this. Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Ooh, there's another sigh of relief.
So we're going to assess the damage here. There's about 3 in the measure, but they've said no, it's the yellow one's number 1. So it's now between the white bowl at the back of the rink and the blue bowl at 2 o'clock there. As Maxine Allard got down, I thought she was going to get back up and say, no, don't worry about it. But she wants the second shot, and fair enough too. First round here of the mixed pairs at the 2024-25 TAB State Championships from Cherry Street Sports. Nick Hind is my name. Billy Johnson's alongside me. Lee Stinson's come sidling over. Anything exciting to report, Lee? Nothing. He's very happy. We're out playing bowls. That's making him very happy.
Yeah, he was cursing whoever was given the rain dance and making all this water tumble down here at Cherry Street, but it has subsided somewhat. Reminder to viewers, we've got the progress scores from all the other matches in round 1, just below our live stream scoreboard there.
Well, Craig Donaldson out to a good lead in one of those.
It was 1.
Only 1.
18-14 after 15 of this 18-end match.
You feel like one of these big bowls is going to come off for Darren sooner or later. Like he's too good of a player to not get a result. And my expectation is, he's in a position where he's entitled to be going for it.
Well, so long as Karen Croker keeps doing what she's doing and loading up the head with these bowls, it's going to give him somewhat of an opportunity to be able to play them. And this is no disrespect to Maxine and Greg either. They're playing great shots themselves, but I know what you mean, Nick. It just feels like there could be something to happen in this last few ends of the game. Like something might just open up completely.
So we're seeing a return to what we saw from at the start of the contest here from Maxine and Greg, where they're going for a longer length. And I expect we'll be looking to control the running here. You know, they win one more end, it's going to be really hard to chase down, Billy.
Well, yeah. I mean, 3 ends to play, 4 in front. You win 2 out of 3 ends and you're practically guaranteeing yourself the victory. So, Darren, a player of his experience, will know now's the time. He's going to have to win this end, preferably with a score, but at least get on the board, gain control of the length, give themselves the best chance they can to win this game.
Too right, mate. Too right.
Well, what can Karen do here to start things off? Just as we mentioned, the weather getting better. The rain has just started to tumble a little bit more. So you see a great start there from Karen. Jack high. There'll be a few outside that before the end of this particular end, that's for sure. Maxine just underneath again. Every time we think one team might be pulling away, another finds a way to claw their way back in.
They've been well matched, really well matched, and we do see that in this mixed pairs format. That the sides, to qualify here, it's not an easy road. So these are some of the elite players in our game who are out here in really testing conditions.
32 of the best sides at the moment competing in this mixed pairs championship. As the rain continues to tumble here at Cherry Street Sports. Now, Maxine, this is a better bowl.
She's corrected.
She's
corrected beautifully.
An absolute belter of a shot. I cannot understate how good that is. When your first 2 are just that fraction short, pressure's building a little. Maxine does that. There's Karen delivering a last. She's not happy. You can see why. She's pulled it.
Yeah, a little shake of the hand there, and we saw at the start of the game, when the rain was falling, that there was some frustration from the players that they couldn't hold the bowl how they would normally do and feel confident. But we're doing well here.
Yeah, and while he may be one down, there's still an obvious shot here for Darren, or at least a few options. Dead draw the shot, he can sit the bowl, just give yourself a chance to arrive there. If you can get the right side of the jack with a bit of weight, you never know, he might be able to make 2 out of it. So it's not as if this is closed down completely for him, but as always, his opposition, Greg Brims, will have something to say about that first, as we see him lining up on the mat, on the forehand. Looks a decent line.
Yeah, Maxine's liking it more and more.
Clapping it in. As it comes to rest. Well, what a bowl. Will it fall? Just holding up.
Darren might muck around here while it's standing up and go up there and hit it.
It's not a toucher, obviously. Let's see what kind of weight Darren plays. Well, it's controlled.
He's firm though, wants a trail.
It's just going to go on him.
Stays up will be really handy.
And, it's just gone in.
One roll too much.
Yeah, he'd be a bit annoyed by that, but he still has 2 bullets. So does this man, Greg Brims, on the mat.
Really important for Brimsy not to frame it up now.
No, I tell you, he's on a similar line. I think he's got a bit of weight on this.
He knew it straight out of the hand.
He's a bit hot. You could see he wanted to bring it back. He was asking to have it back again. Fortunately, it's not how it works in this game.
You don't get a mulligan.
So, Darren Morrison lining up again on the forehand. And again, playing that controlled weight. Does look a fraction higher.
Does look a fraction more controlled, this weight too. Get down, Darren.
In the area. He's not getting down. Well. And again, just rolled in.
Well, he's Had two really good goes. You can see him at the top of the picture, sort of leaning ruefully against the shade structure.
I'm not game enough to put the side camera onto his onto him at the moment.
Expression.
I think I'll give him that moment to himself. So,
well, if you're Darren, do you just...
I wonder if he's just going to go firmer at this. He
just built it now.
He played good weight twice and got really nothing for it on pretty good lines. So,
and there's nothing at the back of the ring. He's got no more bowls to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that as an option.
Outside chance too of making two. If he actually does get it perfectly, gets two bowls out.
Get them both. We'll just go a little bit quiet here because Darren's taking his time and really thinking about the shot. Don't want to give him any ideas. We're right behind him here. He's playing a swinging weight again.
Will it turn?
Well,
it's trying. Needs
Darren
it to
Morrison.
get back.
Darren.
Oh, wow. Not quite enough. That is a 6-shot lead now for Maxine and Greg over Karen and Darren. 20 shots to 14. Up and back to go. And while not impossible, Nick, it's going to take some great bowling.
Well, there's almost always a 2 available, but there's not always a 3. So, it's going to require a couple of multiples. Extra end will be played if they're tied up on the knockout rounds, but not in the sectional.
Very good, Nick.
So, if it's 18, if it gets to 20 all after 18 ends, that's it, you get a draw.
Just maneuver the camera there. Get a nice close-up view of the head.
Kira O'Shea off the bench as well this afternoon. She's come down to take some photographs.
Can't fault her work. You see there, Maxine pulling up short again. And once again, that first bowl on the centre line. She has been nailing that grass line this match. Can Karen Croker negotiate this bowl? She gets around it. It's a good start. Yeah, well played. Touch of 2. It's exactly what you need when you need to pick up a few scores. Maxine switching hands. She doesn't like it. Okay. Once again. Can Karen load up another shot here? Put the pressure on. You remember last end, it was in a similar position. This is where Maxine played an absolute bomb. Karen should be disappointed with that. This third bowl of Maxine's been lethal in this match. Is she going to do it again?
Well, she's got the sort of track to do something.
I'll negotiate the short bowl.
She's got the sort of track to do something, all right. Look at that.
Right on cue. What a shot.
Well, you called it. Her third bowl has been brilliant.
It's been heartbreaking for Kaz and Daz in this match. Well, the good news is for Kaz, she's still got one to go, and the bowler's just sticking out enough. She might be able to sit it herself. An aggressive line.
I like it.
Needs to hold. Needs to hold. Oh, probably say it's not the best result. Okay, something past Jack.
She's got touches. He's at the back of the rink there. If Darren's good enough, he can probably trail it, but I think for Greg Brims at this point, you're just looking to defend against any big scores. Don't worry about rattling up a score for yourself. Cover those back reds. Don't give Darren and Karen a chance to come back into this game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, mate, but As we said earlier, there's a reason they're out there and we're standing in here. Let's see what Greg thinks. Just preparing himself on the mat. Rain still is tumbling down. It's a forehand shot for Greg. Sure, if he can draw a counter, that's great, but he's probably more looking just past the jack in that covering position. If he counts, it's just a bonus. It's coming down nicely. Well, that's a good shot. Frames it a bit. I don't think Darren will be mucking around.
Yeah, I suspect he's going to come firm at this.
It certainly is firm. He's onto something. He's got one.
Oh, it's starting to load up the back of the ring here, though, for Kaz and Daz.
Might just adjust the camera here, viewers, to give you a bit more of a view of the whole rink. Just go out there. Seeing everything coming into play here. Greg Brims skirting that bowl. Oh, he's done it so well. And that...
Well, I don't know. Can he go quick on the backhand and get them both here?
Well, he'd be going quick. Get them both. I think he gets the jack. That's the respot into play.
He went forehand and got the gate.
Well, I would be thinking that Greg has to cover the tee here or at least get something behind. I think that's the call. Am I speaking too loudly?
No, it's a one-word answer from Maxine Allard. Do we need the tee? Yes.
Clear, concise instruction. It's exactly what the players need. Well, let's see if Greg can execute. Yeah, well played.
Makes it hard for Darren now. Probably needs to get off the...
Yeah, I think if he goes firm for the two bowls, he makes two out of it if he gets them clean. Or he can play the kind of weight. Somehow work off one of the bowls, gets up to the jack and make three.
Yeah, there's maybe, like, whether it's forehand or backhand, firm for the outside bowl. We're going to have a good look at Darren's backside here for a moment, but he's perfectly entitled.
And he's just checking to see if they've got the tee, which I don't think they do.
Outside, if you can get the outside bowl, spring back onto the jack, and trail the jack to somewhere near the N in the state championships. I reckon that'll get a few in.
It'll take a great shot to be able to do it.
Well, exactly. But he's the sort of player. We did say he's been going very close. As Ray Pearce comes past and gives us a big wave, he's looking very happy.
Yes. Right, well, Darren, it is backhand.
Yeah, this is the sort of shot that I was calling for. Wants the inside of that white ball, and it's going to drift under, so two down. And that's going to do it for their chances of winning the game.
Now, they will play this match out. Margins will count, so every shot is important for these players.
Two, it was confirmed. So, with one into play, 8 shots behind, only 6 bowls in use, and no power play.
Maybe we'll bring that in for next year.
Oh, it's a great thing, the BPL Cup. I really enjoy it. Have you played in the BPL Cup, Billy?
I played in the BPL Cup once a few years ago and had a great time. We didn't get through, but really, really enjoyed the new format. Something different.
Yeah, it's... Oh, dear. That one popped out like a cake of soap. So...
that was a Nick Hines special. That's just come out there. Greg's returning it.
Maxine Allard might put one of those in the bath to practice with for tomorrow.
We see the sun poking its...
Well, we've barely seen a shadow all week, and now, while there still is a light shower falling, we're actually seeing some sunshine. This is great signs for tomorrow and the rest of the campaign. These greens, I've no doubt, will be back up and about in terms of pace in no time.
Will not take them long. And let's not forget that we've still got one more match to come today, so plenty of viewing action still to come. Prime time. View here again. Maxine Allard, forehand delivery. The shadows just make an appearance onto the green. We love to see it. And a great start as well from Maxine. Couple of foot short, and, well, I'm sounding like a broken record, right on the centre line. It's like deja vu.
Yes, so do stop around. We've got the next match coming to here from rink number 7 here at Cherry Street Sports. Virginia Longfellow and Mark Alexander of Harvard, Cindy McDonald of Leeton and District, and Lincoln Gooley from Narrandera will be your competitors. Saturday night, get the bowls on the big screen at home. What could be better?
What more would you want? Bit of Metro Northeast bias, but we'll be probably cheering on our hardboard compatriots in the Metro Northeast area.
Yes, the Hawks, one of the great clubs.
Premier League winners back in the day.
Been a great host of state pennant finals over the years too.
Winner of several state pennant finals themselves.
Had the privilege of playing against them in 2014 when I was up here at a state final, and some lovely fellows from Harbord. And then the privilege of playing there in 2016 in a state pennant final. So, had some good times there.
See Karen just getting caught up there. Maxine's bowl.
Well, I mean, if your cousin does, you're thinking about margins now. How do we ensure that we give ourselves a chance to still potentially win the section? You know.
Yeah, as we said, every shot counts, and you just know that the level of competition in this field. It's going to be hard for any team to win all 3 games of sectional play.
So also in this section, Pamela Stefanis of Beresfield and David Gavan from Beresfield as well, and Michelle Harkin, Dubbo City, and Liam Morrow from West Dubbo. So they've all qualified for a reason. They're all very capable players. As we see, Karen Croker probably slipped that one out again.
Oh, he said it early on. It's not going to be the last time we see a few balls slipping out of players' hands in these conditions.
And games are starting to finish up on the other rinks, so make sure you log in to the Bowls Inc. results portal. Shortly after the games, we'll have all the results in there, and you'll be able to see how your favourite players have got on, or you can cheer for your region colleagues, as Billy Johnson is doing.
There are a few Belrose teams out there as well, at least the one. Politely cheering them on to see their score just come up there, 17-14 up with a few to play. One going down to the wire. So we see Greg Brims also getting caught up there. Will Darren be up and under here? He will. Again, just missing. It's been a bit uncharacteristic of Darren. He hasn't been missing by a lot. Just not hitting those weighted shots.
Yeah, tricky conditions to play with weight, really unfamiliar for a lot of these players.
Greg trying to punish him here, draw another counter, which he has. It's a great bowl. Darren, it's a higher line.
Any contact through these reds is what he's after. That one in particular.
Wow, that is just...
And as you say, Billy, he's not been missing by much. It's been millimetres, but consistently millimetres. That's why I said, he must be due some luck.
Well, it's certainly not going for him just yet. Again, we've got to give credit to the opposition because they're putting them under the pressure. Greg and Maxine playing some great shots. It's like this one just skirts around that Karen Croker bowl. Darren with his last. A few down here. He really would want to get shot. Margin's all important.
Yeah, he wants a good finish.
And
he squeaks past, but I favour that's going to be 3.
We'll just get confirmation there.
So as the players shake hands, so 3 shots it was, and a win in the first round for Maxine, Allard and Greg Brims over Karen, Croker and Darren Morrison. 25 shots to 14. Well played, Maxine and Greg.
Well, that's it for round one of this mixed pairs. Viewers, thank you for joining us, and do stay tuned. We'll be back out in probably about 15 to 20 minutes, weather permitting, for the second round of this mixed pairs championship here at the TAB State Championships, live from Cherry Street Sports. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll be back with you again very shortly.